I'm Jay and you join me on my channel Fast But Faster. I've been riding the Super Meteor for the past 2 months and here are all the observations I've made so far. When Royal Enfield dropped the Super Meteor 650, they called it their most premium cruiser yet. A low slung stance, a twin-cylinder engine and a promise of effortless highway miles. But does it actually live up to that? After spending some real time with it, through city traffic and some highway riding, I've got a few things to say. Is this the perfect middleweight cruiser or is there more to the story? Let's find out. Oi, क्या कर रहा है? Alright, so talking about the Super Meteor 650. Earlier I hated this bike from the deepest depths of my heart. I did not like the look of it, but now that I've been riding it for over a month, I am a fan of this bike.
Nice.
I just said that I did not like this bike and now I'm on a completely opposite prospect. Why? Number one, the looks. I mean, it turns more heads than any other motorcycle I've seen on road, in this segment obviously. Additionally, I have zero complaints from the engine, one complaint from the transmission department. The gears are a bit clunky and a bit clattersome. It gives me false flats once in a while. However, that's manageable and the positives outweigh the negative. Power wise, again I've got absolutely no complaints from this machine. The 650cc block, I have been on it a lot of times. I've ridden the Shotgun, a Super Meteor with an exhaust, the GT. I'm yet to ride the Bear, but that's something for the future because it's been recently launched. Otherwise, the engine is quite tractable, to be honest. This being a twin, it gives a lot of torque, a lot of healthy torque down the RPMs, lower down the RPMs. Low speeds, low RPMs, this bike pulls freely, flawlessly. Also, maneuverability. Now that we're in traffic, I mean, this is not the OG typical traffic you see. OG typical traffic with this bike sucks, honestly. Agility wise, the bike is quite agile, surprisingly. So this bike has to be ridden in two ways. Number one, either you completely submit yourself in front of the bike, be submissive and let the bike take over. That's where the bike will take command over you. Like, create a path of its own. Like for example, if there are road undulations and if I have a very loose upper body, so the bike tends to go with these undulations on the road. Whereas when I never completely tighten my arms whenever I'm in a dominant position on the bike, like a good upright posture, a nice dominant posture on the bike feels very, very confident. Also, this bike is not the best in corners. I mean, that's quite stupid of me to say, but bhai, काफी लोग हैं. There is a huge chunk of audience that will go bonkers and ask,
can we corner in this bike? Can I ride this motorcycle fast?
I mean, I know a lot of people do push it. I've seen videos of people cornering proper on this bike, but I think that's just them. This is not what this bike is meant for. This is meant for relaxed riding, yoga, meditative, this type of bike. After all the miles I've put on the Super Meteor 650, one thing is absolutely clear. This bike is not for me. Even if I had all the money, I would not buy it. And there's also one thing which I didn't mention in the video, and that is the awful suspension setup. It's hands down one of the worst I've experienced on any motorcycle. It's so stiff that you feel every single grain of asphalt, and potholes, you don't just feel them, you absorb them straight into your spine. After a few days on this bike, I walked away with lower back pain, and that alone makes it impossible to call this a true cruiser. A bike meant for effortless touring shouldn't punish you for riding it. With that being said, I see why some people still buy it. It's big, it looks premium, and will turn heads if that's what you're after. But if you're looking for a proper long haul machine, this just isn't it. It's not a bad motorcycle, it's just not for me.